Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I switched over the scene and then immediately had to clear my throat. Should have done that beforehand. Starting a little early today because it's my my middle child's birthday and I gotta leave a little early to get him some donuts for his birthday breakfast. So, anyway, let's get into it. We got 2 masks down. Gonna spend a little time getting some more masks before the end. Morning, Eamon. Hope you got some sleep from yesterday. Alright. Now, I gotta start thinking about like what my plan is for each section of like how I'm gonna spend each of these 3 days, because I don't want to waste time, but you know, talking and playing at the same time can be kind of difficult. So I gotta think about this. Okay, the first thing I want to do when I do my, because I'm about to reset the cycle, is I'm gonna go beat Stormhead Temple again, and start the process for the Gilded Blade, which is one of the coolest blades aside from the Master Sword in video game history. Stand by that. And we'll do the Epona. The Epona sideline. Alien side quest. Suspicious Gorman Brothers. Okay, now let's all go talk to the. I think we can get there now. Yeah, we can get there now. I should probably. But of course, Romani will be have been abducted by aliens, and tragically. I don't know what happened to her, but she's definitely not herself. I already have the Great Bay map. Look at that. What's this? There you go. Oh yeah, this is the Gorman track. Just realized my message didn't go through about videos. Oh no, wait a minute. Oh, that's from yesterday. Eamon's not even here. Man, I gotta figure out how this chat thing works. See, I think... I don't know, like... The feeling of memorizing people's schedules and hitting timing moments and the whole Groundhog Day thing. I know someone suggested to me a game... that it's kind of like the spiritual successor to this, but I can't really think of another spiritual successor to this game that was quite like it. Yes, I'm early. Oh man, this is really weird. My chat on my OBS is different from the chat that I have for Caster Labs, or it's like producing the old chat. So, Eamon, you said made early, but it's like replaying the chat from yesterday, which is really weird. Hey, New Game Plus, it's good to see you. Oh my gosh, this is just heartbreaking. This game. Hang on, let me, wow, this is weird. Yeah, this is really weird. It's like playing the previous chat thing. So hang on, let me pop out the chat from YouTube so I can better see it. Sorry, guys. Or I'll just watch it from over here. No. Okay, no waffles for breakfast. Sorry, now I'm seeing the correct chat. That's really strange. That poor girl. We're gonna get kolaches, which is the Texas thing. I didn't know what a kolache was before I moved to Texas. The Soul Edge Blades from Soul Calibur. Yeah, oh man, Soul Calibur 2. What an awesome game. That was one of the games my friends and I played after school, like, a lot. Soul Calibur 2. And we each had it for different systems, so we got to experience the whole thing. So have you heard of up-and-coming streaming site called Velora? No, I have not. Tell me about Velora, because I'm always interested when when competition arises for these big streaming platforms. Is it supposed to be like Kick? Nah, we don't need to do that. The dog races. I mean, with this whole new Discord debacle coming on, it really kind of does show the need for more third parties like competition to arise within online spaces before things get regulated so much that, you know, like with the Discord thing, you're gonna need like it's one thing for a company to be like, yeah, we're gonna require ID for people to see, it's like, in order for people to use our platform, and be like, oh, that's bad, let's protest it or make another platform, and, you know, it's great while we can. Like, what happens when you can't do that, like, legally? You know what I mean? Well, a friend of mine introduced me to it. It seems promising, and the dev team is really active and engaging with the Discord community. Interesting. Seems Valor is a mobile-focused streaming app. Mobile-focused, interesting. I'll have to look into it. I don't think I can. My computer can handle streaming to another platform, but maybe we'll see. I tried doing the whole like multi-stream to. Oops. I played the wrong one. Inverted Song of Time. No. No, stop. Yeah, I tried to do the whole vertical stream thing, which I can set up, but it's kind of a pain in the neck. What? That's not the Song of Time. Wait. Down. Wait, why do I keep playing it backward? It's right A down. Okay, hang on. Wait. Okay, hang on. I'm just trying. Okay. There we go. Yes. Yeah, the whole multi-stream to a vertical thing I do want to get, but I also kind of want to build up my library on other platforms. And it is a bit of a pain in the neck to have to, especially when you switch games. Like, you have to go and, like, I don't, tell me if I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but on Twitch and Kick and a lot of these platforms, thanks Miles, a lot of these platforms, you kind of have to, like, you can't save, like, a game or a stream profile. You kind of just have to re-put in the information again every time you stream. So, you know, when I'm not streaming Majora's Mask, I gotta go in and switch everything to Metroid Prime 3 or something like that. So anyway, it's just a pain in the neck to have to set it up every single day. Like, the more the more I try to do to make the stream nice and stuff, the longer it takes to get things set up. It takes at least 15 minutes, which is not a lot of time, but when I only have so many hours to stream, it's enough. It'd be nice if I could just start streaming, select a few profiles, and then be done with it. There's like 2 other apps of the same name, both appear to be unrelated apps. Oh man, maybe they're trying to cash in on each other. Uh-oh. Is my camera off somehow? Oh wait, what am I doing? I have fast travel. If Seek the Sky were here, he'd be terribly disappointed in me. Most to order. A right left. Oh, do I need to be the Goron? Not the pig. Am I playing it wrong? That's weird. Yeah, A right left, A right left. Oh wait, I got A right left, A right left, right A. You just have to play the whole song. Okay. Who would have thought? Yeah, 2 other apps with the same name. That's the kind of thing, it's like, back in the old days, when there weren't such things as, like, applications, and, like, you had to put up with the cool, good websites and also the scammy websites, because in the Wild West internet days, anything could go up. Now, for the most part, most sites I feel are safe. Safe-ish. But with apps now, it's like everyone's trying to cash in on everyone else's success and whatnot. Ow. Ow. But yes, I do think there needs to be more competition, especially, you know, the more competition, the more big these big companies that seem to have cornered the market and created a not legal monopoly, but sort of pseudo monopoly, will question things before they implement stuff like voter ID, before they implement things like user ID. Okay, now there is I feel like there's a way to quick kill this guy, but like you put on the fire arrow or the regular arrow. I've never actually dug into the fourth piece of the Triforce theory. I've watched a video or two on it. This would be easier if my controller was not. Controller's not calibrated properly, and I don't know why that happened. This is the unfun way to do this. Oh, I'm out of arrows. Oh well. Yeah, I watched this video on the fourth piece of the Triforce and how there's like psychologically there's a lot of 3s and 4s when it comes to world religions and whatnot. I honestly don't know if it holds up really well. Like, especially with like okay, so like Christian theology is what I know best, so I can only speak from that aspect. But the whole like down pointing of the cross, like the 3 points of the cross, like yes, that became a symbol of Christian imagery, but there's no real connection in Scripture to the 3 points of the cross and the Trinity. Like it's not there in Scripture. It's not there in classical theology and whatnot. It's you don't see it. That's just like that. I feel is an example of eisegesis. Like we want to make this idea work, so therefore let's read it into it. So I mean, I can understand it. Like the 4th point of the cross points downwards to hell, whatever. Satan in Christian theology is not seen as like an equal opposite force to Yahweh or Jesus, but rather just another rebellious created being. I don't know. I don't think the analogies work with Christianity from what I've seen in the video. The idea that the 4th piece of the Triforce is null, that's another popular one I came across, or like represents chaos. I think that is, I like that more than the 4th piece being an actual 4th piece. I don't know. Yeah, we definitely watch different videos, but I'm interested to hear what other people think. Because there are 4s, you know, there are 4s throughout Zelda. Okay, I need money. That's what I need. Alright, I gotta go get my money, then I gotta come back here, pay the guy, and then win the race. Oh, wait. I gotta invert the Song of Time. Gotta remember to do that. Oh no, I don't want to do that. There we go. Yeah, I mean, that kind of goes to what I was saying the other day about how, you know, the whole chaos and order thing. Like, if you conceptualize evil as not a thing, but the absence of good, then that theory kind of does fit. You know, the middle piece of the Triforce is not actually there because it is not a thing. And it represents a chaos, in a sense. The three other pieces, if you put them together, you get complete order. But there's always this force of chaos working against order. So yeah, I mean, maybe that null theory fits better than an actual fourth piece. Not that Nintendo will ever confirm that. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's the part of it I don't necessarily agree with, that null represents matter. Because in the video that I watched on it, they said that they created the world with null, or which sort of implied that null and the Earth was connected. But if I remember Echoes of Wisdom correctly, the lore dump there was that they created the Earth to contain null, not like as part of null. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. I need some more Zelda lore. No. Take out 300 just in case. Ah. 200. 199. I thought I had the adult wallet. Oh my goodness, seriously. I thought I got the adult wallet. Can I not hold more than 99? Oh yeah, why couldn't... Whatever. In the beginning was the void, and in the void slept null, blissful and content. Then the three golden goddesses descended and created the universe on top of the void, and null awoke and could not sleep. Ironically, just like the void in League of Legends lore. I'm gonna need more money, I think, to enter the Goron race. Which means I'll have to go back to Clock Down and... Morning, Tim. Yeah, I mean, so in the Echoes of Wisdom lore, I guess it would mean that Null was an entity before the world was created, which I don't know. I think I don't know. That's fine. They can do that. I don't know if I like that. I don't know. I'd have to dig into more on the like inspiration for it and whatnot. Why can I not know where to go? Okay, so in order to get the gold dust, I need to win the Goron race. But in order to win the Goron race, I have to get the powder keg. I think? Yeah, I gotta... Do I have to go up here first and talk to him? Just like parenting. Brandon Sanderson had an interesting take on the whole Void stuff, as well as the book series Skyward. Sorry, audio. Honestly, it's so wide and spread that one of people came up with the same idea structure. Brennan's was both dark and disturbing, especially for a book. I'll have to take a look at it. On the Goron move. Want a powder keg? Yeah, give it a try. I mean, there are a number of things. If I take your meaning correctly, the idea that so many people thought of the same thing. It's like there's a number of things throughout, you know, human history and literature that seem to be like repeated throughout, other cultures that don't seem to make any sense. Like, you know, like dragons, for example, or better. I think they're better classified as chaos monsters. Like often the world would be created out of the dead carcass of either a chaos monster or some other chaotic representation or something like that. Or just, you know, dragons in general tend to show up all over the place. But that actually stems from my own... That actually helps me inform me on my own kind of view on storytelling and why people like storytelling and what makes a good story. I do think what makes a good story is like innately part of humanity. Like storytelling tropes throughout time and history can speak to people, even though they're from different cultures and different eras. Because there's something about it, about how humans were created that just kind of works, if you will. Okay, yay! Oh, look at his little hair. Alright, I think I need 50, which I don't have, but we'll see. Okay, let's see how annoying this is. It's like, whoa, where'd you come from? Okay, good, it doesn't cost any money. I can do this. stretch. Probably shouldn't have gone up there. Did I do it? Did I do it? No. It's like Mario Kart, where they just like have that elastic dynamic difficulty adjustment where they just slingshot the last person to the front. Yeah. Awesome. Now I should be able to get the Gilded Blade, but quick, somebody look up how much money I need for the Gilded Blade. Oh no, he takes the payment, I think, from the gold dust as payment. I don't think I need any money for it. Need some Tokyo Drift music. On a lighter note, I really like Tokyo Drift. Remember that movie? That was a great movie. That was back when Fast and the Furious was actually like about, I don't know, just ruffians racing cars. And it was a lot of fun. Oh, did I not get the owl statue? Oh, I did. Good. Okay. Alright, step back, buddy. He's excited. All right. Horrible moon. Look. So I didn't talk about this when the game first started, but the introduction to the Skull Kid as a villain, I think, is good. You know, like, some villains get introduced and they're kind of lackluster. But, you know, he shows up, you know, he seems goofy, but then he's clearly magical, turns you into a Deku Scrub, gets rid of Epona, and you're just like, I hate this guy. That's a good villain introduction. And then you slowly begin to understand that maybe the Skull Kid isn't necessarily the bad guy. I will be Grasshopper. They are coming. I love the theory that these guys, the design is based off of the Flatwoods monster, which I don't know nothing about, but I just know that apparently there is like an alien entity that these people encountered, and they look like the picture of it looks just like this. And it says, for me, it was the mystery that really hooked me into the world of Majora's Mask. Yes, yeah, me too. I think they really, really capitalize on just being able to reuse the assets from Ocarina of Time and put them in a situation where you totally forget. It's like, oh, this is probably just a reused asset to decrease development time. It's like, no, this is a parallel world, possibly all created in the mind of the Skull Kid, or maybe not. Who knows? And figuring out what happened here and trying to learn more about everything is just so much fun. It really is. It should stand in contrast to how Tears of the Kingdom somehow failed to retain that mystery, whereas Ocarina and Majora's Mask just like enhanced it for the sequel. Hopefully my controller will cooperate. This is gonna be a little difficult, I'm not gonna lie. Because I have to aim with the other joystick. Gotta change those controls. There's one behind the barn, I think. Where's the last one? There it is. Yay. Yeah, we got him. Really think Tears of the Kingdom should have stayed with as DLC for the at least. Then we may not. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I still think they would have kept the same story. I don't know. Man, they went too much. They overdid it with the lore, both in the world and also in the wider state of things. I think they should have left the I think they should have left the Zonai out of it. Like, yeah, maybe give them more and like of how like the ancient Hylians were. The ancient Hylians like met the Zonai. Just like give us a bit more about them, but leave Rauru out of it. I mean, Rauru is a cool character. He's designed well. But I don't know, it just didn't fit for me. It just didn't do it for me. I think the game, as I said before, the game in isolation is great. Had that been the only game to come out, it would have been awesome. If it wasn't under the shadow of Breath of the Wild. It's like I'm wondering, like, when my son's old enough, do I let him just jump right into Tears of the Kingdom so he can just experience a massive world of wonder, or should I let him play Breath of the Wild first? Okay, I gotta focus. What am I doing here? Okay, I got the gold dust. Oh, I know what I can do. How do I dismount? There we go. You stay here, horsey. We'll play some games. Removing the Guardians, putting in the time travel silliness, and then ruining the ending by going all Legend of Korra and just fixing Zelda rather than opening up the possibility of a sequel. Yeah, that was the biggest part about the ending. But I did like the ending. That ending again, in isolation, that ending was so epic. Like, you fight a evil demon, like you have a sword fight with a demon, the Demon King, and then it's epic. And then you fight a dragon in the sky while another dragon helps you. It's so cool. I'm not reading this because it's not really. But yeah, the whole like you fixing Zelda. I mean, it did make for a great moment where, you know, that iconic Link falling from the sky and grabbing Zelda. It is so cool. But yeah, they did undercut the stakes a bit. It could have set up for a nice sequel where Link had to rescue Zelda, or maybe even make it somber in that hero didn't rescue Zelda. You know, that would have given them the opportunity to sort of continue the Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild story, but in a Hyrule thousands of years later that has shifted the landscape, and now the hero hears tell of the legend. You know, sort of like how there's two Zeldas in Zelda 2. You have to awaken the one that is, you have to awaken the one that's like asleep at the end of the game. That would have been cool. That would have made a real cool story where this hero is Link again, and now Zelda is meeting a new Link, and could have made for a nice, interesting dynamic where halfway through the game you rescue Zelda and she comes to and then helps you defeat Ganondorf again. That would have been really cool. But it's not what we got. Oh, look at that. These HD graphic. Okay, look at that. See? Look at this. Is this in the original? I need to know. Because that makes a connection between what is inside the moon and what is down here on Termina. Oh, gosh. What's this place? Oh, I guess I don't need to do that. Shooting gallery. Yeah, I'm just gonna focus on the masks. I'm not gonna try to do all the to get 100%. Oh, I don't have a sword. Okay, now the question I have is, what do I need to... Items, do I need to complete Swamp Skull House in Majora's Mask? Fire arrow, Deku sticks, bugs, magic beans, bombs. Okay, good. I'm gonna go do that. I didn't know if I needed the hook shot or not. But it might be a little difficult without a sword. Now let's go do it anyway. there. You know what? Let's just do this. Because I don't have a lot of time. Let's do... I'm trying to think. Let's just do the alien thing first. Get that over with. So if you were to change the next Zelda game, how would you handle it? Time, period, era, powers, character, sequel. I think they're definitely gonna... It's not gonna be a direct sequel. It wouldn't put it... I wouldn't put it past Nintendo to try to do pull a fast one on us and make it open world. But I could also see them going back to normal and just being like, you know, this is... They just completely changed the structure. Tonight at 2. Alright, hang on. Proceed to night of the first day. It is night of the first day. How do I speed up the time? I can speed up the time, right? I don't want to wait around. I don't want to waste time, guys. Yes, I did come from the town. Oh, someone did point out too in that theory on like why Link and Zelda can't be a relationship is because while the blood of the goddess is important to, like, is necessary for Zelda, the spirit of the hero is not, like, bloodbound. You know, I don't think it ever states that the hero needs to be a direct descendant of a past hero, which kind of makes sense. So therefore, you can have a completely different person be Link. And, you know, it is true up until Breath of the Wild, you know, Link was, in the games at least, you could always rename the character. I think. In Skyward Sword, you can rename the character, right? So the idea was that you were the hero. And Link technically wasn't his own character. But now I think it's pretty established that Link is now definitely his own character. Oh, no beans. Oh, weapon durability? Depends on the game. Weapon durability, the function of weapon durability, as I've stated before, was to get you to explore. I think that was one of their ways to be like, well, as soon as they find the best weapon, they're just going to use that over and over again. So we need something to make it so that they're constantly thinking and using the items available to them. So weapon durability. I don't think it's necessary in a game like this. I really, like, that was one of the most exciting things for me as a kid, was getting the weapon upgrade, getting the new sword, you know? I'm just gonna roll around the town for a minute. Get some monies. There's a Fona. Maybe we could trigger the Great Bay cutscene and then get the Goron mask, the Zora mask. Gotta be careful not to... It's already 10 o'clock. Okay, never mind. I do not want to miss. Wow, time does move fast when you don't. You don't have the inverted Song of Time playing. It's already almost 12. I don't know, like with any sequel, I do want to see more. I want more questions answered, but at the same time, I don't. Which, that was like. That's what I liked about Breath of the Wild, was that they did so many crazy things, and it was like got people talking about like the timeline convergence theory and all that fun stuff, which I thought actually made a lot of sense. Like the timelines at some point converged, which would have been really cool. That maybe in a game they just answered it, like the goddess Hylia, who is the goddess of time, 100%, decided that there's no more of this timeline nonsense, and decided, you know, we're gonna converge the timelines. That of course flies in the face of my theory that Zelda is Hylia in every iteration of her. But depending on where the inspiration can come from, you know, the Japanese like ancient religions on kammis and things like that, they could create copies of themselves and essentially be in two places at the same time, which is not unlike other ancient religions. You do have that in ancient Judaism, as well as, of course, Christianity with the whole Trinity thing. Where am I supposed to meet her? Oh, there she is. Alright, we'll do this, and then we gotta maybe call it a day. We'll see. It's almost time. Take care of things outside, Grasshopper. If you have a map, watch it carefully. Okay, whatever happens, don't let them get to the barn. Did I get the map? Okay, good. Now I have first-person mode. Look at that. hope I don't get fail immediately. I don't think I've ever failed at this. But, you know, first time for everything. In the video I watched on these guys, apparently in an interview, Onuma was like, "Yeah, this game came out at a time when there was a lot of UFO sightings in Japan, which would be a whole cool thing to dive into on what the whole universe scene is in Japan." And they're just like, "What if we had a side story with aliens in it that abducted cows?" And that was like the inspiration for this. So I totally think they designed these guys to look like the Flatwoods monster, and at the same time, oh shoot, and at the same time, like, was just kind of playing on pop culture. Oh, too close. Yeah. I was playing NR. What's NR? NR FTW. When the topic weapon durability and how attachments were earned in Tears of the Kingdom popped up, I ended up writing out an entire breakdown on item economy. Oh, I'd like to read that. The economies of games is not something I've dove into a lot, but I am interested to read more about it. You helped the ranch girl save the cows. No rest for the wicked. Thanks, Tim. Sorry, you've mentioned that so many times. I'm pretty sure playing a game and trying to talk makes me dumber. Alright, when does she want it? She wants to deliver milk tomorrow night, I think. Not sure why some words cause YouTube to censor They censored it? No, I don't think they censored it. It just said NRFTW, which was no rest for the wicked. I don't know why they couldn't put that together. It was. Thanks for trying to save me, Eamon. That was just me being stupid. All right, let's go pick up our sword. Well, first I want to know, where's the sister? Is she in here? Oh, the original post got nuked. Oh my, hello. That's right, they don't interact with you if you're not Link. "6 o'clock this evening." Okay, guess gotta be here by 6 o'clock. Let's go to the mountain. like that sound effect. Forget, is there something under here? Money. It's done. It's a cool looking sword. If you bring me gold dust before the sword loses edge, I'll be able to make the strongest sword. Would you? Ugo, Ugo. Yes, I do. I fail to see how gold makes a sword stronger, given that gold is actually not very durable. But, you know, whatever. It looks cool. Alright, come back tomorrow morning, still without a sword. Okay. Is there an item I can get? There's a treasure chest over there. Probably get it. Money. Alright, sadly I gotta call it right now. I gotta go take care of some things. I'd like to say I'd make it up by doing another an earlier stream tomorrow. Maybe I will. We'll see. What is today? Thursday? Oh, man. Anyway, gotta consult the Book of Enoch to understand the true power of gold. Listen, I've read the Book of Enoch. Now you have me curious. Good work. Book of Enoch is really cool. I'm all into that stuff. I'm all into the whole like Genesis 6 Nephilim Book of Enoch retelling. I could talk about that stuff for a while. If anyone else is interested, go read a book called The Unseen Realm by Michael Heiser. Especially if you had like a Christian upbringing, like if you grew up in going to church with your family and had read the Bible and come across that weird passage in Genesis 6, go read Genesis 6, then the book of First Enoch, and then go read Michael Heiser's book. It's really cool. A lot of stuff in there that they don't necessarily teach, not because it's wrong. I actually do think he's quite right about some things. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. The channel is growing very slowly. I get about like one new subscriber a day, which is awesome. I'm really happy with that. There's tonight, I'm going to be doing a discussion on the game crash in the 70s or 80s, whenever it was, with another streamer. I forget his handle, but his name Carl is in the handle, so I'll call him Carl. I'll post that in the Discord and share it on my X account. So if people want to tune in, it'll just be like a reaction video. No gameplay, sadly. But that'll be up tonight. And yeah, hopefully some more guest spots in the future. And as I have time, doing more and more of this. I love it. I love hanging out with you guys. Amen. New Game Plus, Tim, Cheville, if you're there. Have a great day, and I will see everyone tomorrow. Goodbye.